Your mortgage company will rerun the math on your loan for about $250. And on today's numbers, that one form drops the required payment by $540 a month. It's called a recast. But the recast is the easy half. The real move is what you do with the $540 after it lands. You've basically got three choices. Put the money back into the house, put it into S&P 500, or put it into one of these income funds YouTube seems to love right now. The one advertises 8, 10, even 14% a year paid monthly. One of these three ends the 25 years with an extra $437,000 behind it. And that 14%, there's one line in the fine print that changes what it actually is. I'm going to put it on the screen. Here's the setup in 4 sentences. $400,000 loan, 6.5% payment, $25.28 a month. 5 years in, an $80,000 lump sum hits the principal, and for about $250, the servicer reruns the new balance. $294,000, change it, over 25 years left. New required payment is $1988. Same rate, same loan, and $540 of breathing room every month for 25 years. And if your loan can't recast, FHA and VA generally can't, stay put anyway, because today's math works on any payment room you free up, however you free it up. The bigger question is, what do you actually do with the 540? Same 540, 3 different places to put it, and I ran all 3 to the end of the loan. Door 1, keep paying the old $25.28 anyway. The required part covers the loan, and the 540 lands on principal every single month. Here's what that buys. The loan dies at month 184, 15 years and 4 months instead of 25 years. You skip about $130,000 of interest, and every dollar of that is guaranteed. That's the part people skim past, because principal on a 6.5% loan is a 6.5% return, locked in no matter what the market does, and you keep an escape hatch. The required payment is still only $1988. So in a rough month, you drop back down on no permission needed. Now, to make door 1 a fair fight, we don't stop at the payoff. From month 184 on, $25.28 goes into the market at 7% door, crosses year 25 with a paid off house and about $412,000 invested. Door 2 flips the order. Pay the loan, it's $1988 minimum, nothing extra ever, and invest the $540 in a plain S&P 500 index fund from day 1. Every month for all 300 months. Same total money out of your pocket as door 1. And here it is. At the same 7% door, two crosses year 25 with a house paid off on schedule and $437,645. That's the number from the thumbnail. So door 2 wins by about $25,000 over 25 years. That's a whole gap. With a mortgage in the mid 6s and the market at a careful 7%, this is actually pretty close to a coin flip. Your rate is a guaranteed return. The market is a maybe. Run the market, it's long run average instead, closer to 10%, and the door 2 wins by $230,000. And if you're sitting on 3% mortgage from 2021, it's not even a conversation. At 3%, the invest door wins in almost every world. So which door would I pick? It really comes down to your rate. In the 6s, either answer is, defensible, and one bad decade at the start, what they call sequence risk, can eat $25,000 edge quick. If you're getting something out of this video, hit that like button and subscribe for me. And the other thing is, what I do for a living, I'm a licensed mortgage loan officer. If you'd rather go through your numbers with a person, grab a free call with me, or just shoot me an email. The QR code is on the screen, and so is my email. It's on the screen as well. Also in the pinned comments and the description below. If you want to run the numbers yourself on my recast calculator, the link is down there as well, and it's on my website. All right, door 3, the funds YouTube cannot stop talking about. JEPI, JEPQ, GPIQ, QQQI. They're ran by JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Neos. Real firms, massive funds, and the pitch is generally seductive. They hold the big index stocks, and instead of waiting decades for growth, they sell off the market's upside every month using options and hand you the proceeds as a cash payment. Here's 1 month of that machine. The fund owns the NASDAQ 100. It sells another investor the right to take its month's upside, and the investor pays cash for it today. If the market goes nowhere, the fund keeps the cash, and you get the check. If the market takes off, that gain belongs to the other investor. And if the market drops, the option cash softens the fall a little, but you ride down with everything else. Cash every month in the exchange for the best months of the market. People call them dividend funds. Technically, those monthly checks are called distributions. Hold onto that world. In a quick map of the 4, because they are not clones, JPI is the calm one, S&P 500 stocks, the smallest check of the family, the steadiest ride. The other 3 are all NASDAQ 100, bigger checks, a wilder underlying market, same species, different temperament. I pulled the numbers straight from the current fact sheets. JEPI is about 8% a year, JEPQ closer to 11, Goldman Sachs 10.5, and QQQI is 14% monthly. Your mortgage costs 6.5, 14% beats 6.5, right? Here's the fine print, and these are actual documents on the screen. Every fund has to publish a standardized yield, an SEC formula that only counts what the fund truly earned in dividends and interest. QQQI advertises 14. Its SEC yield is negative. Goldman Sachs fund advertises 10.5. The SEC yield is 0.34. And Goldman's own fact sheet estimates that this year roughly 97% of those monthly checks are classified as return of capital. And that matters, because a big chunk of that check isn't actually profit. It's your own money coming back to you. Now, these funds are not a scam. The option money is real cash. The JP Morgan funds check even count mostly as earned income under that same formula. And return of capital can actually be tax friendly. It defers the bill instead of mailing you one every April. But there are 2 other things you need to know. First, that monthly check is not a contract. It floats. Pull up any of these funds, distribution tables, and the per share payout moves around month to month. The advertised rate is just the latest check multiplied by 12. In the real crash, the machine gets hit twice. The funds fall with its market, and the option income it can harvest shrinks, so the checks can get smaller at the exact moment you need them the most. Second, taxes one layer deeper because it changes the ranking. The JP Morgan funds payouts are mostly taxed at ordinary income. Your paycheck bracket, not the friendly dividend rate. In a regular taxable account at 24%, JEPI's 8% nets out around 6%, barely clearing the 6.5% mortgage. The index option funds get friendlier treatment plus the return of capital deferral. So which account these sit in, an IRA or taxable, can matter as much as which fund you pick. One more reason this belongs with your tax person, not your mortgage guy. But there's a trade-off, and I think this is the part that gets overlooked. Since inception, every one of these 4 funds has grown 3 to 5 points a year, slower than the index it holds. That's not a flaw, that's the product you traded. Tomorrow's growth for this month's check. So, Who is door 3 for? Somebody who needs the cash flow, not a retiree actually living on the checks. A 35-year-old feeding $540 a month in and reinvesting these checks bought an income machine they don't need yet. The plain index fund was built for that job. Although, one note from watching real people with real money, a monthly check that keeps showing up has kept plenty of folks invested through a downturn. When those same folks would have panicked, sold an index fund at the bottom. If the deposit hitting your account is that thing that keeps you in the game, that's worth something. No spreadsheet can show you. And let's say this with me. I'm a mortgage guy, not your investment advisor, not your CPA. This is education. The numbers on the screen change every month, so verify them against the current fact sheets before you move a dollar. So the whole video in one breath. The recast freed up $540 a month. Door 1 sends it back into the house. Loan dead in 15 years and 4 months. A guaranteed 6.5%, about $412,000 by year 25. Door 2 sends it into the index $437,645 at a careful 7%, far more if the market behaves and your rate decides how brave that is. Door 3 buys you monthly checks, real checks, usually the wrong tool, unless income is the month is the actual job. Same 540, 3 completely different machines. And I know what some of you are already thinking, forget the difference. Would a big enough pile of one of these funds make the mortgage payment? Covering $1988 a month takes roughly $300,000 at JEPI's 8%, or about $170,000 at QQQI's 14%. If you believe that 14 is that a machine that pays your house off or a machine that quietly eats itself. That's the next video, and the fact sheets are already open on my desk. Before you go, if you want a second set of eyes on your numbers, that's what I'm here for. The QR codes are back on the screen and the link is in the description. Also, my email address is there as well. Call, email, whatever is easier. I'll see you in the next one.